Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for you guys born in the year of the Dragon. Yes, that's right. It's Karmic Wednesdays. It's been a while since Karmic Wednesdays has been a thing, but unfortunately I broke my wrist. I was unable to shuffle. So now my cast is off. We're basically picking up from where we left off. And we're going to jump in now today with this reading for the Dragon people, those born in the year of that dragon. So welcome back, my dragon friends. Let's give this a shuffle. Let's see where we're at. Let's catch up with you guys and see how things have been. Let's stop about... Oh, let's just tuck those back in. Let's stop about... I do this with my eyes closed just to remind you it's not as simple as it looks. Oh, let's just shuffle these up and stop about there. I'm going to take that one from the bottom. We're going to take that one from the middle. We're going to take that one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so we've got white, black, white. That's not a bad start with the two positives there. But as I've always said, white isn't always all right. Black isn't always an attack. What we're going to be looking at is the compatibility when we flip these cards. But it's always good to see those white because we get confident with it and go, oh, look, there's whites. It must be positive. Oh, great. That's really good. But as I try to remind people, it just means things could be worse. We've got that black in the middle as well, which is the kind of primary card that we're looking at. That's the kind of primary thing. So if we're going to be looking at this, we've got where we've come from, where we're going, and where we're going to be right now. So we are in a questionable place. But let's just start off here and we'll flip this over with a catalyst card. Everybody's getting these bloody catalyst cards. And I would say, is it testimony to my shuffling? But they all seem to be different catalyst cards. But there are catalyst moments happening all over the place. I put this down to maybe Mercury coming out of retrograde. I put this down to the change of the seasons as, winter solstice is just around the corner. I think there's a lot of things shifting energy, but I think things are going to change for you as a dragon. Excuse me, as a dragon. I've got the hiccups. Excuse me, I had to go and get a drink. I had the hiccups. I think as a dragon, things are going to change. Things are changing. Whether you see this as a good thing or not, that's up to you. But it is going to open up doors. Whether these are opportunities or if they're traps, I guess you have to go through them to find out. But they are going to present themselves. Or at least they have presented themselves, and now you've got a decision to make. What decision are you going to make? Because even though this catalyst of change has happened, sometimes the catalyst doesn't create the change. The catalyst creates the choices and the decisions for you to make, which will then make the changes. And we've got this white sheep as well. Now, relationships between the dragon and the sheep, they're quite acceptable. They are actually okay. They're not actually that bad. Dragons can be quite protective towards sheep people because sheep people are quite pacifists and quite peace-loving. So they shy away from conflict. And perhaps this is what's happening here is you are shying away from conflict. Not because you're weak, not because you're scared, not because you don't think you can win. I don't doubt your capabilities of winning an argument or whatever it is, an altercation. You have every chance of winning being a dragon person. I just feel you're choosing not to fight. You're choosing not to. It's almost like this catalytic moment is happening because you've decided to take that peaceful stance as a sheep would. You've come away from conflict. You've tried to stay away from the sort of being pulled into arguments and stuff. And I bet what you'll probably find is the more you've tried to do that, the more arguments that have tried to present themselves to you. So much so that it probably feels like you're getting to the point where you want to quit. And you're probably trying to come up with some sort of like non-threatening ways to try and explain yourself so that you're not mistook as you try to defend yourself, because it's getting harder and harder and harder to defend yourself without coming across as aggressive. Oh shit. Well, that ain't good. That ain't good at all. Oh, my lovely dragon friends. We got that dog coming in. That's the worst card you could get out of all the cards. The black dog for a dragon is the worst card we could get. Because what we've got here is your conflict sign in the negative. So not only is that white catalytic card of you avoiding conflict and choosing peace over sort of animosity or aggression, you're trying to stay away from the arguments, you're trying to stay away from it. What's resulted is in now you've got yourself into the biggest fight that you potentially could have ever ended up in. It's almost like you shying away has resulted in you now getting ganged up upon. It's like you saying that you didn't want to play the game, so everybody picked teams, and then you were last, and then they made you play anyway. And now it's everybody against you. It's almost like this conflict has presented itself because you decided you didn't want conflict, and now you're in one of the biggest conflicts of which you've ever really faced. And you may not even see it yet, because this could be something that's out of your control, and because it's out of your control, it's like completely out of your it's like out of sight, out of mind. So there's things happening right now out of your control, you are completely oblivious about. You think you've done the right thing by staying out of these conflicts, which has only created this catalyst for the doors to open, for the floodgates to come, flying open, and there's water to come spilling in, and now you're completely and utterly soaked, drowning in this abyss. And now that you're in this abyss, it's all conflict. It's conflict. There's no communication. Communication is suffering. There's all this sort of like, I don't know, I want to say like supportive energy and all this protective energy and all of this kind of, oh, I don't want to say love energy, but it's a positive. There's all this positive energy and you've got nowhere to put it. The outlet's closed. You've got it all because the arguments that you are avoiding are actually the arguments that you should have had. It's too late now. I'm just going to say that now. It's too late now. You should have fought it out. You should have fought for whatever it was. You should have fought for your partner. You should have fought for that job. You should have fought for yourself. You should have fought for your opinion. You should have stood up for yourself. You should have made a stand. You should have said no or yes, depending on which the situation was, which it was. You should have protested this. It's too late now. It's too late now. The floodgates are open. The rivers run dry. The reservoir is sprung a leak. The water is everywhere. No point crying over spilt water, I guess. My point is now you're in a different place. You kind of cocked up a little bit here. You not through any fault of your own. You tried to do what was best, and that's fine. You had the best intentions, so karma will be on your side. I feel in that respect, you'll get good karmic points because your intentions was there, and you tried to help. You tried to do good. You tried to stay out of trouble. My lovely dragon people, you tried your very best to stay out of trouble, but that unfortunately is not you because trouble will find you wherever you go because you are a dragon, and it will seek you out. And it will be yours to battle, and it will be yours to go up against. And now you are, because you're a problem solver, and those problems will find you no matter where you go, because problems want to be solved. These problems are begging for a solution. And you can't hide from them. You have to face them. And you've tried to avoid them. So we've gone from avoidance now straight into a direct conflict. And it's obviously going to cause big problems for you. Big problems for you. What you're pursuing right now is unrealistic. That's what this is. Trying to remain peaceful and trying to be nice. And that's what you're trying to be a nice guy. And you're not a nice guy. You've been trying to be nice, and that's not what you are. And therefore, you've now been thrust into a place where you're gonna be forced, I feel, into a corner. And what do dragons do when they back into a corner? They start flinging shit, apparently. No, but that monkey card coming into play right there threw me back a little bit because that is a card I did not expect. Because what dragons do when they get thrust into a corner is they will lash out, they will make a stand, and they will breathe fire, prove a point. I would have anticipated more of a rooster card, or a tiger card, or even the dragon card itself. I did not anticipate the monkey. That changes everything from my perspective because the monkey goes well with the dragon. They are like glove in hand, hand in glove. They go together incredibly well. They're both doers, both in the same triangle, both part of that affinity group. But it's a self-care card here. This is like a self-care card and it's a kind of look out for you card. It's a protect yourself card. It's a card that says you need to do you, exactly who you are. No faking, no pretending, no shying away. If you are faced with a conflict, if you're faced with an argument, if you're faced with some sort of hurdle, it is not a dragon thing to pretend it doesn't exist. It's not a dragon thing to hide from that. You are a problem solver. You are a doer. You get in there hands on. And that monkey's coming in there to almost like give you this opportunity to think this through and come on, figure this out. Figure this out. It's a game. It's a competition. It's a puzzle that needs to be, tinkered with. And that's what you need to do. You need to tinker with yourself to figure out what it is that you're actually trying to achieve from this so that you can actually get things done and start being more productive. The dragon and the monkey are a brilliant team. They're productive. They recognize the talents of each other. And that's what you need to do now, is recognize that your ability to handle conflict the way you do, even if it does come across as aggressive or, sort of in a not nice way, that's a talent. And that talent is dragon fire. It's burning bridges. It's destroying enemies. It's burning the entire battlefield to a crisp and starting fresh. But we don't have a dragon card here, so we're not going to talk about burning bridges and burning the entire battlefield. Instead, what is being asked of us is a more strategic approach to actually figure this one out. Because it's too late, as I said, it's too late to go back now. It's too late, things have happened, things have changed. You're amongst the conflict. But the greatest thing about this, my lovely dragon people, is this monkey's now going to give you that sort of what to do next. Because even though you've shied away from the conflict, dragons thrive in the amidst the conflict. So you're actually going to move into a better place if you can actually push through this conflict and actually express yourself properly. That's the thing. I think that you've been trying to be someone you're not. You've been trying to hide a lot of who you are for whatever reason. And now it is time to forget that plan. Go back to plan D, plan dragon. And if you need to, burn bridges. If you need to, burn things down. But first, figure out what it is that you need to undo or redo or reevaluate in order to get back past this conflict that you've found yourself in. Because you are in a big conflict at the moment, and there are things that you need to do in order to fix this. And if you do nothing, you are going to lose this. And we'll find out, won't we? When we come back next week and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the dragon. I'll be back later on today with a reading for those born in the year of the snake. So if you're interested, I'll see you then. If not, I'll just see you next week when we come back and do another reading for you born in the year of the dragon. Thanks for watching, guys. Love and peace.